Hello and welcome to Yoga and Wellness with Rachel. Today's practice is a short practice designed to help those of us who have perhaps been doing a bit of gardening, maybe some yard work. It is early spring as I am filming this video, and so I don't know about you, but I love gardening, and so some of the areas that I tend to feel that tension and that tightness are my arms, my shoulders, even my back, upper back, lower back, and my legs, the backs of my legs. So let's see if we can just loosen things up just a little bit. Looks like Chai is going to be helping us today. So feel free to have some blocks nearby. Feel free to have blankets or belts, whatever you like to use in your practice. When you're ready, let's begin. I am going to invite you to begin in child's pose today. So take your time to come to all fours. You're welcome to pat into those knees if you'd like to. We'll bring the big toes together to touch behind us. Separate the knees wide apart on your mat, and then let the hips melt back towards the heels. Rest your forehead on the ground or on a block or on your forearms, and then choose a position for your arms that feels good. It might feel really nice here to stretch your arms out long, reach out through those fingertips before softening down towards the ground. Or it might feel nice to find a prayer-like shape and guide those thumbs right behind the neck, maybe walking the elbows forward a little bit. So find what feels good in your body today. Find the stretch that your body needs. And begin to tune into the rhythm and the flow of your body's breath. Offer yourself a long, slow, deep breath all the way in. And just gently let it go. Let's do that one more time. Long, slow, deep breath in. And just gently release. Beautiful. The next time you breathe in, let's slowly inhale up into a tabletop position. So setting up on your wrists or on your fists, whatever feels better. Settle the knees under the hip points and the shoulders over the wrists. And from here, let's come into our cat and our cow. So as you press into the hands or the fists, round the spine, drawing the belly button up and in as you exhale. And then anchor into the tops of the feet as you drop the belly and shine the heart forward on the inhale. Good. Press evenly through the hands or the fists as you round the spine, chin to the chest. And then breathe in deeply as the belly drops, tailbone and gaze lift. Just find a few more rounds like this, moving with the rhythm of your body's breath. Taking your time after your body's next in-breath, let's come back to a nice neutral tabletop position. Taking your time, good. Let's walk those hands forward a couple of inches. Slowly shift your weight forward, and then with control, shoulder blades broad. Let's hug the elbows in towards the rib cage as we lower with control all the way down towards the belly. Loop the shoulders back, press into those palms. And as you anchor into the pelvic triangle, float the heart up for a little cobra. Good. Let the shoulders soften down the back. Exhale to lower. And then pause here. Walk your hands out wide, about shoulder height, coming up onto the tips of your fingers. We'll anchor again into the tops of the feet in that pelvic triangle. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the head. And then if it feels good, sway a little side to side, gazing past one shoulder and then the other. Just gently moving back and forth a couple of times here. Good. We'll even that out. Coming back to center before slowly releasing down. Guide those palms right underneath those shoulders. Loop the shoulders back, elbows in close. Float the heart up again for cobra. Again, the shoulders melt down the back, not cranked up towards the ears. Relax. Yearn the heart forward. Slowly release. And we'll make our way back into downward facing dog. Take your time, press up through plank, send those hips back and away. Anchor evenly through the hands, pressing and spreading evenly as you pedal out through those feet. Shake or nod your head, find what feels good. Good. From here, slowly float that right leg back and away, three-legged dog. With control, guide that right foot to the mat between the hands. Take your time to get there and soften that back knee down. Now, if you prefer to keep the back knee lifted, feel free. And if you'd like to use blocks underneath the hands, please feel free. As you're ready, let's guide those hands to the hips or to the heart space or all the way up to the sky. Let the shoulders melt down the back and give yourself a couple of breaths here, sinking down into those hips, breathing length into your spine. Beautiful. From here, maybe bringing some circles into the wrists and then taking those circles out and down by your sides. Take your time. And then switch the direction of your circles as you take the arms out and up and overhead. Good. Let's find some cactus arms. Draw the elbows wide, palms face forward. You can keep your spine neutral or yarn the sternum forward and up as you lift the gaze. Connect to the energy in the core. Hands come down to frame that front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step back to plank, and then press into those hands as you send your hips back into downward facing dog. Feel free to soften those knees as much as you need to send those hips back and away. Good. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully anchor into that right foot. Send that left leg back and away. Let's guide that left foot to meet the mat between the hands. Soften the skin of the back knee down. Pat into that back knee as needed. And then when you feel strong and stable, stacking that front knee over the ankle bone, go ahead and rise. Hands to the hips, to the heart space, or all the way up towards the sky. Good. Connect to the breath. Low ribs knit towards the hip points. You sink down through those hips. Beautiful. Take your time. Maybe find some wrist circles as you take the arms out and down by your sides. When you get to the bottom, change the direction of your circles and you reach the arms back up high to the sky. Good. Guide those hands down. Frame the front foot with your hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step back to plank, and then make your way back into downward facing dog. Again, press evenly through the hands, float the hips back and away. Take your time. Beautiful. We'll slowly, mindfully come down to the knees. Walk the hands back towards the heels as we come onto one side of the hips or the other. Stretch those legs out long in front of you, making our way into our staff pose, our dandasana here. So feet can be right next to each other or hips with distance apart. You can elevate your hips on a blanket or you can bend the knees if you'd like to, especially if your hamstrings are tight like mine. Good. Let's inhale, reach the arms up high to the sky, and exhale, release the fingertips out and down by your sides. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to release. And 1 more time. Inhale, rise. And exhale, just let it go. Good. This time, pausing at the top. Big breath in, reach for the sky, lengthen out of that low back, lead with the heart, and exhale to forward fold. Good. On the in-breath, you might find a little more length and space into your spine. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to soften down. Now, it doesn't matter how far you actually go. Your hands can rest on the ground. Maybe you'll be up much higher. If you've got a belt or a strap or a scarf, you might have that wrapped around the ball of your feet. So find a shape that feels good. As you breathe length and space into your spine on the inhale, let yourself soften and surrender on the exhale. And just a couple more breaths here. Good. Take your time. Slowly roll all the way back up. Reach those arms up high to the sky. Take the energy out and down by your sides. And then bending those knees, let's sweep those legs back behind us as we come back through all fours into our downward facing dog. 1 more time. Pedal out through those feet if you'd like. Relax the shoulders from the ears. Breathing here. And then slowly begin to tiptoe or hop the feet to the front of the mat for forward fold. Good. Once you arrive, feet are about hips width distance apart, maybe a little closer, maybe a little further. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to soften back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And 1 more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Anchor evenly through those feet as you soften to the knees and press the earth away to rise. Circle sweep those arms up high to the sky, maybe a little baby back bend. And then exhale it out for mountain pose. Good. Give yourself 1 more great big breath all the way in. Soften the shoulders. Catch that left wrist. Side bend up and over to your right as you ground down into the outer left foot. Good. Inhale through center, catch the opposite wrist, hinge up and over to your left. And then breathe in through center. Find that prayer, thumbs right into your heart center. Release the hands out and down by your sides. And give yourself a moment of gratitude as you check in with yourself, body and mind. And just feel so grateful for this time you've taken to care for